Hello. Today I've got a big box of glad bulbs from Summerville's Gladiolus Worldwide. And it's always a joy to get some gladiolus and imagine the beauty of midsummer to late summer when they all come to bloom. Here I'm opening the box just as it came. Ooh-wee! Well, guess what? In these brown bags, carefully sorted and individually labeled, are the ones I ordered. And they gave me a whole bunch of deluxe bulbs here. And from the Gladiolus Council, and just so I won't be bored, I've got some news from New Jersey. Great. So I got a deluxe mix for sure. What a nice surprise. Well, a gladiolus has a corm, and you can't exactly tell from the bottom what they'll be, but you see yellow, orange, red, some different configurations. They have a little bit of paper on them, a little bit like an onion. But a corm plant is one that grows all the way from this bulb or corm up. A banana is also a corm plant. Oh, look at the names. I have some Brilliance, some Hot Pursuit, oh, an orange seedling. This is a surprise. And one thing I like about Summerville's, if you're generous with your postage that you put in with the order, they'll throw in some extras to round it out and give you an excellent value. There's Shiloh. Oh, Carl Fisher. Carl Fisher is one of the leading hybridizers of varieties of gladiolus, as is Alex Somerville, who sent me these. And in my family, my grandfather, Winston Roberts. Oh, Sparkler. That's going to be a pretty one. Eye Candy. That's me. And, ooh, Jacqueline Maru, that must be named after somebody. My cousin Amy Beth has one of the most famous seedlings in the world of hybridization. It led to many children. Maybe some of these are descended from it, but the variety was Amy Beth. Orange Splendor. The first time I went to a gladiolus show in Boise, Idaho with my grandfather, it's a pretty big show there. This would be in the 60s, and I was just a little lad, and he asked me what was my favorite flower, and they had the People's Choice Awards. Well, I saw one that was deeper, darker purple than this, solid dark purple. I said, Grandpa, I like that purple one. It's so rich and strong color. And he kind of looked at me and said, well, a lot of people think that way. And then he started to explain. But I really enjoy the subtlety of the pastels, the light colors and the whites in all the variants. And then he said, now you've chosen one with real flat, lovely blossoms. It looks almost like an iris. However, Winston Roberts, he loved to give a heavy substance, a waxiness, and the ruffles. So the ruffles, the pastels, the waxy substance, and often the miniatures and the specialties were what he really got a kick out of and enjoyed. So on that day, he taught me an appreciation of not just the biggest, darkest, most saturated flowers, but there's a whole world out there of beauty, and he taught me a little bit of how to tell them apart. Well, obviously you can't tell when in the bulb here. Now this is a variety here, so this would be a lot of fun, and I won't have to stake them, but I like to take a popsicle stick and write the variety and put a little stick by each bulb. When I just have 2 or 3 of a kind, I'll put them in a little clump, and hopefully, if I've done my job, they'll all be the same flower and all beautiful, and I'll enjoy them. It's a little bit more challenging in the fall. Usually you dig your glad bulbs, so you will, before the frost, bring your bulbs out, clean them off. Sometimes it's a matter of rubbing a few layers of onion skin off and keep them dry. The reason for that is over the winter, if it's too moist, they get too wet, they could be subject to some rot. However, when I lived in New Mexico and Central California, little drier climates, I had extremely good luck by leaving them in the ground and had them for a dozen years or more until I moved. So that's also a possibility. But if you're in a damp place, your corms could develop some mold or rot if they're left in the ground all winter. Well, thanks for joining me for this happy moment of looking at all this future beauty sitting right in front of me. It's the middle of May, and it's time to get them in the ground. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in midsummer.